Hello, YouTube. This is going to be episode 11. Few updates. Again, I keep apologizing about having these delays in videos. Unfortunately, due to my work schedule, other things going on in real life, I haven't been able to get out there as much as I want to be getting some of the footage as our building crew is coming in and building out some of the frame for the house. Again, once I get a little bit more in there myself, we'll have plenty of footage and maybe some how-tos and more information. So I'm looking forward to that myself. So update and a couple important things I think to look for. The last couple of videos I just kind of put in updates, and my original point in wanting to do for some of these videos is give some helpful tips, hints, and things to do along the way. Provides maybe some insight that you might not be getting in some of the other videos, things to think about. So in a minute here, I'm going to cut over to footage of the update of the house and walk around with you live there and show you where it's currently at. But two things I want you to do. Now, there's about 3 different ways you're going to be either doing your pole barn build. The first way is you are completely hands off. You're not doing anything with the work yourself. You hired a company; they're doing it for you. The third way is you are completely building yourself. Maybe you bought one of the metal, the steel shell kits, or you're going more of a timber frame construction. You're doing it 100% yourself. Or somewhere in the middle like myself, where we have a general contractor, they're doing the excavation, they're doing the framing out the roof, some of the big stuff, and then when we get inside more so with work with some of the electrical, installing the kitchen, installing the lights, bathroom vanities, stuff like that, I'm going to be getting more in, so they're shooting trim, then I'll be doing that as well. So I'm somewhere in the middle. But no matter which one of those you are, whether it's number 1, 2, or 3, these two things I think are very important for you to do. So one saying when you are doing work yourself, when it at least comes to measuring and cutting, they always say measure twice, cut once. The reason is better safe than sorry than have to go back and do it afterward. So one thing that I believe is important to do when it comes to getting to the point for windows and doors where our frame is about now, you should go out there with a measuring tape and remeasure the sizes, make sure everything is in the position where you wanted it to be from the blueprints, everything from the right height from the ground to the right height down from the ceiling, the size of the window itself. Now for us, we bought all of the windows and doors ahead of time, so I know the sizes of those. And one of the first things I noticed when I went out to the house and they were working on finishing framing out for the windows is that they had about 4 matching size windows for throughout some of the bedroom windows. And I recall that I only have 3 windows that were exact matching size, and the other one was a little bit taller and a little bit narrower that was going to be in the master bedroom. So what I did is I went back to my truck, got my measuring tape, and just wanted to re-verify. And sure enough, the size was a bit off. Now, I didn't freak out at the crew. I don't care. I know that they can move it around. It's nice and early on, so it's good to catch these things early. So I just brought up. I said, "Hey, I think this window's a little off size." Looking back at my window schedule, I believe this is supposed to be this size window. Go home, double check. I verified, and they moved the position. Not a big deal. But again, if we didn't notice or find that out until we got further in, the size issue would have been fine, because they would have got there, they would have went to slide the window and be like, okay, this doesn't work. That's fine. But let's say they were the right size window, but in the wrong position or in the wrong area of the room you wanted. Well, if they get to the point where you don't realize until siding is already done, then you're pretty much screwed, or it's going to be a bit of a headache. To go back and try to fix that issue. So measure for your windows for the size and position for them. Number 2, this seems like it should be something you shouldn't have to check, especially as the homeowner if you're contracting another company. However, my wife's an attorney. She does quite a bit of real estate litigation. I can tell you either 2 or 3 times in the past few years, she has had to go after a building company because they got either almost all the way through the build or completed the build and they did the wrong size walls in the house. Let's say for ours, how that would work is, well, we're doing 9-foot walls, and because we want 9-foot high ceilings in the house. But let's say that I wasn't going there and the build is done and we go to check it out much further in the progress and we realize it's only 8-foot ceilings. It's too late at that point. I mean, you're going to be pretty much SOL. And then you're probably going to have a big issue with your builder as well. So as almost common sense or simple of a thing as it seems, if you're going to go out to your build and check it out, or you have somebody else doing the framework and setting that stuff up, measure even the height of the posts for the walls going up. Because like I said, I'm sure these types of issues are a little bit more far and few between, but if you are one of the unfortunate people that get caught up in it, it is going to be a massive headache. So just try to do your best to avoid that ahead of time. So anyways, so those are my tips for the video here. Again, as we get a little bit further on, I'd like to throw in some more things I think maybe you won't get from some of the other videos going up there, even though there's a lot of great content. Just some other things to think about that I think are insightful. So I'm going to cut over here to the live progress, or my tour of where the build currently is, and enjoy. All right, so we are standing in the garage, and I failed to come out and film some of the progress with the garage, so I apologize about that. Last I posted, they're getting the trusses up, as you can see now. All the purlins are in there, connecting those, getting ready for a roof. The main goal right now is getting the garage caught up with the point of the house. So this week, hopefully we have the LVL beams here. So hopefully this week we're gonna get the trusses spanning across here, all the way down, get it caught up to the same point. Then we're gonna work on the siding of the house, get all that enclosed in the windows and doors, and then the roof. And mainly the reason that we're doing it in this order is because just up until recently, the ground is still frozen here. So just trying, now that it's finally warming up this past week or two, making sure we give plenty of time for the ground to thaw, everything to finish moving around it all if it wants to, as much as possible. Obviously the house keeps settling through its first, few years or so, but for right now, just giving a little time for the ground to thaw, so before we get the roof on there. So you can see for the garage, we have 1 garage door, 2 garage door. Those will go out to the driveway. We also decided for our patio is going to be span back here. We're going to do the patio, and what we're going to do is this is going to be a rear garage door. And this is going to go out into the patio and into the yard. That way we can drive the mower out there. You can see all this is our property. We have about 3 acres on this corner lot here. There's our topsoil we're saving to spread back out. And we still have to bring this up a little bit. So they were out here today starting to frame in the walls for the garage. This is going to be our breezeway. We have an 8-foot breezeway between the house and the garage where those connect. So stepping in, this will eventually be our double door. And then stepping into the house, a couple updates on the house. So coming in from the main entrance, which actually isn't this timber frame wall is just out, so they can bring stuff in here. But this will be the main entrance. You'll come in and you'll see this is where our scissor trusses start. The scissor trusses span about 16 feet, so this 16 feet is going to have the vaulted ceiling to be completely open. This will be our kitchen area, master bedroom, master closet, master bath. Our utility room will be here. And this week we're also starting to look into our HVAC, our air conditioning system. We are doing the radiant heat for the flooring. But we'll be doing all the ductwork and everything through the attic, so we have some forced air conditioning throughout the house. So hopefully this week I'll get a chance to come back during some of the actual work progress. Sorry that I've missed that so far for the last couple days here, but making good progress. And you can see here is the 2 posts for our entryway. We have about a 16-foot wide entryway and overhang that's going to be coming off of the house. So very excited to do this as it takes shape. Also, in the next couple weeks, you can see how this dips down from the garage, dips down here. This whole thing needs to be brought up quite a bit. So a lot to do. At least the weather's starting to look good. So hopefully get some really great progress over the next couple weeks here.